guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. She's back. And it is the first day of spring. We are officially in Aries season, and it is also the zodiacal new year. So happy birthday to our Aries babies, and all the best to you on your next trek around the sun. And happy first day of spring and all the joy that that brings for many of us. And yeah, happy new year. Happy zodiacal new year. It feels good to be back on this particular day. Didn't plan it that way, just kind of happened. But you know, that's kismet, and I'm going to take it. So I'm going to jump in with a card for you from Starry Beginnings. I like to use this deck at this time of year, and I will read out of the guidebook for you. So let's see what we get for you, Aries. Yes, indeed. Oh, it says, it's card 31, embrace the dark. Shine your true light upon this earth. So, I kind of feel this is profound. Since you're the baby of the zodiac, Aries, those of you who are here, welcome cross watchers too. And you kind of have to embrace the darkness as we close out the zodiacal year. We end with Pisces. It's very womb-like, it's very dark, and then we are birthed again. You come shooting through the zodiacal birth canal, as it were, and you bring joy and light and all that's new. So this feels prophetic and profound. Shine your true light upon this earth. We are all in darkish times. So yeah, embrace it and embrace your calling as a collective of Aries souls that are walking the earth at this time, and be the light, the way shower and the light bearer that you are. I love it. Light worker, light bearer, you know, but let's go ahead and see what the card says. I opened right to it. So, important message. It says, deep inside you is darkness awaiting the light. Parts that you have hidden for whatever reason to maneuver against this world and the people in it. Now is the time to seek these aspects, parts of you. Bring them to the light. Be whole again, and you will be amazed by what you can create in this world. Additional message. When you are working as a whole, okay, spirit guided, physical delivery, all is blessed in this life. Embrace the dark, meld it with the light, and shine your true light upon this earth. Blessed be. So yeah, I kind of like my original interpretation, but all right. Deep inside of all of us, darkness is awaiting the light, right? Deep inside all of us, but for whatever reason, there are parts of you that may be, whoever needs this message, that may be hidden away. And it's kind of saying, hold the light up so you can feel the renewal of this time of year. All right. And what you're really here to do is to shine your light upon this earth. So don't hide it away. Embrace it, and then help us learn how to do that too. All right. Love you all. I want to thank you before I jump into the spread. I want to thank you for those of you who watched my channel update that I posted, I think it was Sunday, March 2nd, that are aware of what happened, my health debacle with the shingles, and my move and how disastrous. For those of you who are just brand new, welcome. But for those of you who have been watching and wondering where I went and are saying everything looks backwards, yeah, everything looks backwards because I moved, and I moved into the same footprint, the same townhouse community, but it's the mirror image. So my 63-year-old brain is trying to adjust to everything being backwards because I lived in the other unit for 10 years. But the night before my move, I contracted a very nasty case of shingles. And so that's where I've been for the past 3 weeks, is recovering from that and then trying to find my way through the nightmare of boxes and terrible packing job that the movers did. So if you missed that update, it's the last thing I published. So you haven't missed anything else, okay? But thank you for those of you who left messages and comments and emails, and they were all received and every one of them read. And if it was published, it means that I saw it, and I thank you, and it kind of kept me going. So I appreciate you very much. You cannot do much when you have shingles. It ran down this whole side of my body. And you cannot shower in hot water. You cannot lay on that side. You cannot wear clothing or, I mean, you can wear clothing, but very loose fitting, and, you're in pain, you're uncomfortable, and there was just no way that I could channel and do my work in that kind of discomfort. And even though it got better and better and better, I then had to focus on unpacking and finding out, for example, like, where's a fork, where's a towel, where are my things? So thanks for your patience. Let's jump in. Here we go. Aries, what spread do I want to do for you today? Well, because we are in eclipse season, we have Mercury and Venus retrograde. Okay, kind of playing tag there, retrograde. March has been a very powerful month. I know I've missed a lot of bringing you some powerful information, just couldn't do it, my apologies. But what I want to do in April is I'll focus on those retrogrades for you. But for now, I kind of want to get a feeling for what are we sort of reviewing, you and your beloved, sort of separately. So let's do that. Where are you at, and what are you kind of up against? So that's the spread I want to do. Right? Right? In the dark, within is some darkness and some agitation, and there's some shared anxiety and maybe some worry. This is your energy here, Divine Feminine, of course, with the Empress. This is theirs. They have got some thoughts about Queen of Pentacles. Maybe in terms of this is a feminine archetype of a life partner, so there could be some thoughts about that. Now, your karmic challenge here, maybe some drama, some tension, some interference. Their karmic challenge, something needs to be worked out. Something may need to be fixed. They need to focus on something, and there could be a struggle there. The opportunity, is to kind of, sometimes you got to let something go and just take the leap and trust the net will appear. Okay, so this Fool almost feels, even though it is associated with the planet Uranus and the sign of Aquarius, it feels very Arian. It feels like Aries, and a lot of tarot readers call this a card of Aries. But to me, it's still that leap into the new beginnings of it all, the turning the page, a new chapter. And that's the opportunity position in the divine guidance for you. My cat is upstairs destroying things. Leo says hi, by the way. He's adjusting in the worst way, right? So now the divine guidance is, even though we're starting new and the opportunity is to take a leap, the Nine of Wands is like, it doesn't come easy. Nothing good comes easy. It's always a struggle, especially in matters of the heart. So the Nine of Wands is a reminder that it's about the journey, not the destination, and that, when times get tough, the tough keep going. It's a card of perseverance. So let's just do this. Okay, now we got our messages. So let's see this Nine of Swords. Yeah, Page of Pentacles, King of Wands, the Fool again. You may be sizing, there may be some worry. Both of you may be worried, right? Fresh start, right? First steps. This seems new. Do we do it? Do we take the chance? Do we take the leap? So I'm feeling, because this card represents the present energy that's shared between you right now. Where am I picking up on both of you in this moment? Right? Where is the darkness? And it's causing some anxiety for certain for both of you, because you may either be moving into a new phase of your connection, or there's something new that's cropped up. And is this the time to take that step? Are we having a fresh start here for some of you? That may be the case. Remember, it's a general reading, so it's for the collective. So you have to take it as it resonates for you, if it does at all. But the Fool from the bottom of the deck, what you can't see, is what the, the opportunity is sometimes we don't get all the answers. Sometimes we have to kind of quiet the mind and say, what the fuck? Like, I'm just not going to have all the answers. Sometimes I have to make a judgment call, and I have to kind of turn my face to the sun. Oh my God, don't make me cry, people. And just say, I just got to let this go. I got to let it go. And I've got to take a leap. And, and it's scary. It's scary sometimes, and it's exhausting. Yeah, it's exhausting. So let's see where you're at. This is sort of, your individual present energy. Empress, open, receptive. Question mark, question mark. 8 of Cups, maybe not. 9 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Pentacles. So where you are right now is in your unconscious awareness. There's maybe a lack of reciprocity or some issue around a relationship where there's equal give and take on some level, in some way, shape, or form. And so it's what you want. That's clearly what you want. And maybe where you're at right now is perhaps it's time for me to exit stage left, and I'm better served by being on my own. So some of you may be in that frame. Like, maybe I've gotten as much as I can get from this, and it's time to be on my own because I'm not getting any generosity back. I'm not getting from my partner, from this person that I've been open and receptive to, that I'm operating from the highest vibration that I'm capable of. I'm not getting that back from them, right? So let's see their present energy. We have a Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, Hangman. So this person is pressing pause. I'm going to call it as I see it. I feel like this person is aware that you are marriage material, that you are at least somebody that is life partnership material, somebody to get serious about, to make an offer to, a big ass offer, right? Hence all the anxiety, okay? And it's happening on both if your shared energy is the 9 of Swords, it tends to tell me that something big is about to happen, okay? Something big's about to happen, right? And you're both feeling that sense of there's a shift here. We're in eclipse season. We got Mercury and Venus retrograde. We got all kinds of energies swirling about. And it makes us question, It makes us revisit things, review things, reevaluate things, all the re's, right, of the retrogrades. And that Nine of Swords, that worry with the Fool here, both in unconscious awareness, playing out behind the scenes between the two of you unconsciously and coming in as the opportunity, is like you're both sort of saying, is this the time to kind of go for broke, right? Or is this the time to cut and run? And this person has pressed pause, is maybe not even aware that that's what they're doing, but with that Five of Swords tells me that this person isn't sure they're cut out for this, right? They're kind of taking a defeatist attitude, like maybe they can't measure up. The Five of Swords can also be a zero-sum game card, right? Like they don't want to get taken advantage of, they don't want to get hurt, so, right? That Five of Swords to me often comes through a little sabotagey, and sometimes it's like a step on the rake moment, boom, and we end up, only sabotaging ourselves in the end if we're over strategic in trying to make sure, well, I'm not going to do this if I'm going to be the one that's going to, right? Not going to let her back me into a corner if this, then that. If we get into that mindset, if a person gets into that mindset, it's like foot on rake and we smack ourselves in the face. I'm getting a little flavor of that. And that's why this person's karmic challenge is focusing on the details, working this through, right? Not being a cut and run kind of a person. I'm glad to see the Hanged Man here actually, because it's a perspective card, right? It suggests that on some level, this person is maybe taking stock, waiting for some enlightenment here before making an important decision. You seem to be doing a little bit of the same. So I feel like right now that looks good. For your karmic challenge, we have the Five of Wands. Makes sense. There's a conflict here for sure. Let's see, or at least tension. The Star, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, because you don't have the clarity. You don't have the clarity. There's something you are kind of hoping for with regard to the path forward, right? And so you're struggling because you're not getting the answer that you want to hear. There's something the minute you hear it, you'll go, that's it. Aha, eureka, epiphany, got it, check, we're good. But until then, it's just tension and conflict. So now that I said that, if you're going, yup, that's it, I'll know it the minute I hear it, then can you maybe understand why someone would feel that maybe there's some manipulation afoot? I am not saying that it's manipulation, but I'm saying if there's something you are already, even on an unconscious kind of a level, wanting to hear, that you've got your hopes around this path forward for the future, for what it is you want it to look like, feel like, be like, and what you need to hear for it to kind of pull away all the tension, all the, right, the lack of kind of flow. That is fine, but it can be perceived as a push, as a game, as, right, as something that is expected. And that may be why this person has pressed pause. So just trying to be sure. And now this person's karmic challenge with, and believe me, I am, there's no accusation here on my part. I'm just looking at the cards and I'm getting a sense of where you're each coming from. And you're trying to decide, I'm not seeing this person return to me what I am putting in. And so it would be natural for you to say, I have so much hopes for the path forward for this connection. And if I heard this or I saw that, it would go a long way to relieving all this tension. So that becomes your karmic challenge. Got it? But if this person's perception is that that's a ploy, I'm not saying it's reality. I'm saying if it's their perception. So let's see the 8 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Swords, Magician. Whoop. Yeah, this person's karmic challenge has a lot to do with, they leave a lot to chance. They don't do the work themselves. Or at least they don't feel a sense of mastery, that they can work things out. They leave a lot to chance. They might spend a lot of time in reflection, or they might not be very introspective. They might not have a lot of self-awareness. Okay? This is my Mercury retrograde card, by the way. So great that it comes out, because if we're in Mercury retrograde and Venus is right along keeping pace with Mercury, and this person is challenged by, I don't know how to work this out, I don't know what to do here, and they're used to just saying, well, if it's meant to be, it'll be. But there's a part of them that's hanging in there, like, why, what am I not seeing? How can I look at this differently? It's good that we have the 4 of Swords there, because it's in addition to this perspective, it's reflective. It's, you know, taking a step back and trying to really kind of run through the game tape a little bit. But this is someone who struggles with their own sense of mastery in working things out in a relationship. And so they may need a little bit of encouragement of, you know, like just one step at a time is that mantra for the Page of Pentacles. And that may be what it takes, is we do not need to eat the elephant in the room whole. We just take it one bite at a time and get ourselves through this, because there's something here that we're both struggling with. And I'll go first, right? And then it's just a matter of modeling for someone your willingness to work through something and make a compromise as well, so that they can say, oh, all right, so now I can return that, you know? But we have this opportunity, which is the Fool. The Fool talks about throwing it all to the wind. Right. Do you see what's coming out here? Okay. So now we have the 5 of Cups, which are the regrets of the past. Your opportunity here, I'm not going that way. And everything about the eclipse, the full moon in Virgo eclipse, was powerful because it was a mind, body, spirit full moon, and releasing anything that doesn't support that. It was a major release eclipse, right? Total eclipse. And this is letting go fully of the regrets of the past, the mistakes of the past in this relationship and in anything else that has come before it, that has imprinted upon you ways of being in matters of the heart. Look what we got here. King of Pentacles to the Queen now. So we've got a match, but there are things from the past that are getting in the way. And what's there? Lingering fears and insecurities and, right, apprehensions. So the opportunity is to do as eclipse season is asking us to do, which is to let it go and leap forward. And we are now in spring, and it's time to take that leap. And it's, you know, a really beautiful reading for you, Aries, so far. I want to give you this last message. Your divine message is the 9 of Wands. Whew, yeah. right? Nothing good comes easy. Nine of Swords. Spirit has your number. All right, well, you got to stay optimistic. So the message is, you know, okay, it isn't easy. It's can be a little exhausting, but do you see it as worth it? Because the Nine of Wands general message is don't quit. Don't give up. And the fact that we've got this Page of Wands there is like, remember what connected you, that spark, that excitement, that passion. Okay? And if you haven't heard me do it before, if you have, you're going to hear it again. I open right to it because it's my most favorite thing to read. It says, laser focus on soul's delight, passion unfolding, excitement, attention toward those things thrilling you on every level. So the Page of Wands is that energy underneath supporting you through this arduous experience that is exhausting and requires great perseverance against all odds, even when it keeps you up at night. It is the embracing the dark and shining your true light upon the earth with passion and excitement, right? And being the lover that you are. So you've got a really interesting message. It's like, you know, the divine message is, I see you. And it's exhausting and it's stressful and it's not easy, but you've got a lot of worry here, but underneath there is a spark. There's something here. So you get to decide if it's worth taking a chance. I want to help you make that decision. So in the extended, I'm going to focus on this person. We'll get a deeper dive into what they're wrangling with so you can better understand. The link to that is below. I give you a couple options because I've got the All Access Pass. I have the Aries Monthly, which is a monthly renewal, and the one in the middle, option 2, is just this extended. So be sure you read before you click buy. But that extended will go deeper still into this person and how they're approaching their relationship to you. Okay, so that's what I have. If you've been enjoying this reading and you haven't yet done so, please do subscribe below. That is my request always. If you think you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Share if you feel called to do so. I will have some new things coming online that I'll talk to you more about probably in the month of April, so stay tuned for that. And thanks for your patience. I'm glad to be back, and I hope you're happy to see me. Let me give you the astrology. We have Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. King of Wands is Leo. We've got that Fool, like I said, came out twice. That's the planet Uranus. Expect the unexpected. Anything can happen and probably will. It rules the sign of Aquarius. Our lovely Empress is Venus, Taurus, and Libra. Beautiful pre-Empress energy here in the Nine of Pentacles, some Virgo. Queen of Pentacles, of course, is Capricorn. Hanged Man is Neptune, which rules Pisces. Aries just moved into Neptune, I think the day after the full moon. So Neptune moved into Aries. Yeah, big shift, big shift. I'll talk about that more too. We have the Star is Aquarian energy. We have the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. Magician is Mercury, which rules Virgo and Gemini. We have the King of Pentacles is Taurus. The Moon is Pisces, and our little Page of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's what I have for you. Thanks for joining me. Headed to the extended. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.